Goldylocks Productions broadcasts universal cosmic frequencies that unlock, awaken, and expand the consciousness of our worldwide viewers and listeners. Goldylocks Productions presents Enlightening Conversations with Pam Silver Eagle.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome back to the perch for this last offering of mine of my regular weekly shows on of this 2020. And I trust and know for sure that if you are with me here live, then I am honored that you were called to be with me at this time. And if you tune in later, then that is all in perfect divine order as well. So I am Pam Silver Eagle, for those of you who may not be familiar with me and my offerings, my soul mission. I'm so very passionate and so very dedicated to, and I appreciate all who in turn support my work and share the links and all that I offer, the transmissions through the photographs that I post and so forth. And we are, I want to, real quick before I forget, two things. So I am on my mobile phone. So as far as interaction, please, I invite you to participate. It is such a wonderful reciprocal exchange when the viewers leave comments, questions, share your experiences, anything relative to what I'm speaking of. And because that's how we're all assisting each other along this great journey. And so I cannot see the chats, but I always go back afterwards at some point in time in a near future to which will be the past after you watch, to interact with you and comment on your comments and exchange in that way. So I know most of the show hosts on Goldylocks Productions are doing it on bigger devices and have the ability to see the exchange live. And that's not so the case with me, but this is how I still interact with my viewers, as I so appreciate everyone. And we are celebrating, all of Goldylocks Productions platform, all of the hosts, we're celebrating a new status that we have reached in just recently. So this is strictly for YouTube, those of you viewing on YouTube. And if you're not viewing on YouTube now, you can go find it on YouTube and view. We are celebrating the status of having reached, after a lot of wonderful dedication through the years of Goldylocks Production and all the hosts that helped to and viewers, of course, can't do it without you, to bring this status about. So we are now at super chat and super sticker status. And what that means is it is a wonderful way in this season of giving and beyond to have our wonderful viewers reciprocate an energy exchange of gratitude, of love for all that is received from every show host as we do these offerings. We give so much to energetically, our teachings, the transmissions that come through, the wisdom, and we certainly, like myself, there's many of us are all the show hosts, fair to say, but for me, this is solely, my soul mission. This is what I have said yes to, taken leaps of faith, and have left a career in public education behind. The 28 years of dedication to that service, and knowing it was time to leap into being a wayshower on a whole new platform, a larger scale, so that I can help my brothers and sisters along as sharing my sacred gifts and the energy of Creator, the source, great source that comes through me. And so in order to I have not yet participated myself, but my understanding is that you can see on your screen that there are ways to give a donation, a tip, again, in appreciation to all that is received. And so I'm sure that you're seeing somewhere some emojis that enable you to do that. And I say thank you, and I appreciate it. And it is what enables me as a show host to keep getting these shows don't really like to call them shows, but these sacred offerings out every week, and also all the other show hosts. And it's a great way also to support Goldylocks Productions. We've got a lot of really great things planned in 2021 and beyond. And we are evolving as an elite team, as a sacred team that Rev Tiffany White Sage Woman has had the vision and created this platform. And so this is how we all support one another. And this is how we move forward to co-create the new. So thank you in advance, and I appreciate your love offerings. And I wanted to just kind of reference that Rev Lee Chapin and I were together yesterday on her show, and I know that you can tap into Lee. Maybe Rev Tiffany will put our producer extraordinaire can even put a link up to that show if it's handy. If not, just I would invite you to go back and take a look at that share. There was a lot of great insight shared by Rev Lee and myself, and we offered Reverend Lee had offered amazing channeling, and also just holding the space, the transmission, and again the wisdom, insight of all that we're all moving through at this huge time of transformation. And so I'm going to kind of do a piggyback part 2, just a continuation from that share yesterday. But again, if you missed it, you can also find it on my Facebook page. You go back and check it out. And it's these offerings, again, I say the transmission. Thank you. There's my Facebook link. I do not have a website, but you can connect with me there and see all that I'm offering on my Facebook page. So, these, again, the awareness of the transmissions that are received when we are in these sacred circles, and that is exactly the intent that I set every time I am on platform. And today, towards the end, I will offer a guided meditation and sacred prayer to just help us move forward to being the now, to be in the now, and just take some time to really appreciate the journey that each of us individually as well as collectively have been on throughout this 2020, and the leaps and the gains and the freedom that we have reached. And so that's what I want to do today. And I'd like to start out talking about 2020 and what a year it has been. And often I hear people speaking, sharing, or even just making comments about how awful 2020 has been, and that they can't wait to get past 2020. The truth is, it's all the divine order of it was time. It was time for a great shift, and this is part of it. And so many who are conscious understand this bigger picture. And yet it is important to be mindful in our very practical daily life, which I spoke of quite a bit yesterday on Rev Lee's show, is that as we interact with, it could be relationships, people we share home with, our relation, our friendships, communities, even though many of us have, all of us, fair to say, have had to learn to gather in different ways. And so again, this is one of the graces of this amazing platform, and so many other ways that people are offering these opportunities to gather in this way and hold each other in sacred space, and to allow the vulnerability and to support one another as we move forward. So when I hear people speaking of how awful 2020 is, it has been challenging to say the least. And we will hold the space of being mindful that there have been so many souls who have crossed over. And so there are a lot of people grieving. There are a lot of people who are out of their old work, old employment, whatever that was for them. There are families who've been separated, friends, soul family who have been separated. Thank you so much. I can see right now that I have a wonderful, amazing blessing that has come in from Kiki. So Kiki, thank you so much. That is, I believe, Super Chat in action. And that just makes my heart sing, because it's really the energy exchange of appreciation, of love, gratitude. So thank you so much. And to all of our awesome viewers, this is what keeps us all going and able to offer myself as well as all of us on Goldylocks Productions. Yeah, thank you. So what I'm saying is our whole world has been turned upside down, inside out. And thank you, God. What did she just say? Yeah, thank you, God, because for eons and eons of time, we have been in a spin, and it was time. It was time to change. It's time for the old platform, the old foundation of the patriarchal ways to collapse. Many of us are aware, and certainly the light workers, the healers, that this is a time of the balance, coming into balance, the divine masculine and feminine. And in order for that to happen, boy, things had to really get shaken up within and without. And so each of us as souls, we have to kind of look and think and say, as we go through all these things, what is mine to do? If we're always looking at the other people, blaming or judgment is huge. It's easy to criticize. It's easy to judge. And yet it's really a perfect time to look at that reflection as a soul, as we awaken, we recognize that, oh, the law of attraction. So what is going on here? And without perhaps the judgment of looking and seeing each other in a compassionate way. This is part of the energy of the divine feminine, in a compassionate way. And yet, healthy boundaries, so important. It's been one of my great lessons in this lifetime. Healthy boundaries of taking care of me have been such a giver of throughout this entire life, and I'm sure many others. And so I've had to, this is testimony that I have really had to go within this year and heal from all the abandonment and betrayal that I've been through. And I had to get real with that and really look at the self-love and the self-worth and coming into my own and knowing who I truly am, as it is for all of us. And in that dance, we know that in our ascension process, our awakening process, that everyone is on their own journey. And so different places with their process. And it's important to recognize that, because we can stay in victim mentality and keep getting those lessons. And this is, I'm using the betrayal and abandonment piece because it's been so strong for me. But, we can look at all aspects of, these patterns that we had kept repeating. And some are still repeating those patterns because they're not doing the inner work, you see. And so, again, the blessings of 2020, it has given us all the opportunity, and there's free will, of course, always has been, to go within and start doing the inner work. And it has taken us to places that we most likely wouldn't have gone individually or collectively without all that took place. The separation, the huge separation in which many of us souls remember. When I speak of the betrayal and abandonment for my soul, I can trace those back now. I didn't always recognize this, but to ancient civilizations such as Lemuria, Atlantis. And, I'm sure it's the same for many of you who are watching. So belief systems keep us limited and even keep us from being able to recognize and then heal so that we can transcend and transmute and expand. So when we start releasing old belief systems that no longer serve us, and that then in the practical life can mean sometimes communities. Maybe it's spiritual communities, maybe it's a type of religion that you grew up in. Part of the culture. I talk of this often on my offerings, is that, all these things that have been embedded in us since this lifetime alone. But we know that we've come in with these soul clusters and we've agreed to teach each other these lessons. And it's at this time that we've got so much help from all of our divine helpers throughout the universe that, we're able to make this happen. But again, it has to be each of us, each individual has to go within and do the inner work. And so again, we've had those opportunities this year, and it hasn't felt pleasant. And there's, of course, lots of different opinions about what is going on. And in the very mundane 3D world, all the chaos and all of the circus, as I call it, it continues to go on and will continue to go on because some will choose that that's their reality. So what are you choosing as your reality? You each get to choose. You have to come to this understanding of the bigger picture, the eagle's eye view, per se. So here we are on the perch to talk about these things and to get real. So again, 2020 has brought us so many blessings, an opportunity to get into the muck, to go into the dark spots, to heal. And, I can say for myself, there's been times this year that, fair to say, as I've heard a lot of my soul tribe saying the same thing, is that, wow, we've worked on that. I've worked on that issue and I thought it was healed. I thought it was gone. Well, boy, 2020 gave us a chance to really get in there and get the fragments out, and get really, really, on it. And then the astro and all that is the divine order of our oneness has given us this opportunity to release. And we're going through these times right now. We've been talking about some of these huge portals and this grand conjunction that's coming up. And this is why, again, a platform like Goldylocks Productions is so important, because each of the hosts, we offer our different gifts and skills, wisdom. And I would say to all the listeners, whenever you tune in, that, please do check out what the other hosts on this platform are offering, because, it's good to have a lot of different tools in the toolbox, as I say, and the wisdom and the knowledge that we all bring through, and we all need support. And it's important to follow your intuition with where you're being guided. What circles are you being guided into, that are safe for you, that you're being held in a safe way, and that you can expand. And so that's, doing the work. So if we're doing the work internally on ourselves, then automatically, as a piece of the great web of life, a part of the great web of life, and all of Earth Mother, all of her kingdoms, and then we're all shifting. And those who are not, again, will continue to be in a different reality. So quite part of the mastery is to live our daily lives as we become more conscious, and use our tools to coexist, even with those, who are not as awakened. And karma has been a huge, huge piece of 2020. Just a short story, and we cannot be the wayshowers that we come to be if we don't experience, the journey ourselves. And so everything that I teach is from my personal experiences. And I have risen from the ashes many times this lifetime alone, and transmuted and transcended. And many of you are doing the same. Everyone, to a point, is doing the same. But it is not easy. And, we do not rise on easy street. Although I will say we are reaching a point in the collective of love, unity, consciousness. And so with ease and grace, things will shift. That's what we're all not just hoping for, but that's why we've come. To be ambassadors of peace and to co-create a civilization where we coexist. And boy, we're seeing that taking place now with so much diversity in our friendships, in our homes, especially compared to not too many centuries ago, or even decades ago, I want to say. Some of these same old patterns are playing out in our civilization, and they're collapsing, because every single time that there is something less than love, and especially if it's a large act of unkindness or violence, what happens? Hearts expand, and we start to, as we awaken, we start to lose the tags of looking at our brothers and sisters by a color, or by a religion that they follow or way that they practice their spirituality. We stop judging, and we start to recognize that we are all one, not just verbiage. We are all one. And it's in these times of great despair and of great loss that these, our hearts open and expand, and we become more compassionate, and we want to help one another in the ways that we can, even if we are still on somewhat of a restricted order as far as gathering. There are so many ways. We've become so creative, haven't we? One another blessing in 2020. We've become so creative. How do we connect, and how do we reach out to one another, whether it be people we know or people that are total strangers? And one of the amazing things to me is I've gained so many friends on Facebook. It's my main platform as far as social media. People from all over the world who I'm connected with now. What a blessing that is, because it is in this way that we just recognize the beauty of that oneness of other souls, and the compassion and the excitement, the joy, the love. That, my friends, is where we're going. That is our beingness. And when we can do that, we know we're on our way. So creativity, one of the other things of the separation, where we've been in separation, and we've had to find ways to entertain ourselves or to fill our time with things, and turn off TVs, and find more of our gifts and our skills, our sacred gifts, our skills, so we can co-create, whether it be music or art or crafts. We've also, how do we extend, again, I started saying this a little while ago, how do we extend love to each other? There's so many people in need. And what I do know for sure in my journey, and as I said, I have gone through some dark times, and some painful times, lots of loss as well. And I will tell you that I find that there are always brothers and sisters out there who are seemingly having a much more difficult time than I was. And even in the midst of, for example, I have spent more days than I would have chosen to within an all children's hospitals for my beloved niece. And that journey is not one of those things I would have said, yeah, I'm going to volunteer to do that. At the soul level, we had that agreement that she is a very precious soul to me, and came into this lifetime with a very much so a complication with her liver. And so I have spent a good amount of time in the all children's hospitals. And this was about 16 years ago when that journey started. And it would lead to just such a deep appreciation for and compassion, as I would sit in waiting rooms, or, be on my knees in a chapel praying. And it would be how I discovered the gift of my healing ability this lifetime. And so, that's an example of sitting and watching so many people hurting, not knowing if their loved one, especially, when it comes to the children, the babies, not knowing if their loved one was going to survive. Well, I would sit and again praying, was my loved one going to survive? And this is part of my journey of again becoming as compassionate as I am, and to become as giving. And at that time I made this what I was calling an agreement with God. I was born and raised Catholic, and so I've always been close to a lot of what we know are our Wayshowers, our sacred Wayshowers, and our brothers and sisters, the ascended ones. But of course, at the time, my belief system was limiting me. And so I began to feel spirit moving through me as I was waiting in the waiting room for a very, very long procedure that would be about 7 hours on my tiny niece. And spirit started moving through me, and I didn't understand what it was. And I can remember asking that if she be healed, and this was my verbiage at the time, that I would help others to heal. That was a great awakening for me at a very, very vulnerable and fearful time. But that's how that blessing came through. And so I've been able to help so many others with my gifts. And this would put me on my journey too, as a wayshower, as a conduit that I provide now. And again, that's not something I would have volunteered for, but guess what? Thank you, Melissa Parks. Thank you. Melissa says, look how festive you are. 'Tis the season. So again, we're opening our hearts, and it's through these really tragic and difficult times. And hello, Marcia. Blessings to you, my friend. Good to see you. Thank you for being here and supporting me and my offerings and bringing in your energy, all of you who are here. We know that this is the beauty of the gift of coming together, the heart. So, again, 2020 has been full of blessings, and going through it probably didn't feel so much like it. But in the rear view mirror, I sit and I reflect. This morning I was walking in the woods with one of my great blessings that has come to me. I have a 6-month schnoodle. Her name is Dakota. I had posted a picture up a couple weeks ago when she came to be with me, and I miraculously manifested her. And I can see, she's an amazing soul. It's such a strong spirit. She's very intuitive. And I named her Dakota because in Lakota, it means friend to everyone. And she is exactly that. So our spirits have come together. I'm not sure exactly what all, but I know that she's a healer and she brings great joy. I was almost named her Joy. And then no, it was for certain it was to be Dakota. But that is, this is my child. And what an amazing blessing in 2020. And she's an alchemist for in the time of my heart expanding and healing. She has in these last few weeks, all that we've been moving through energetically, she's brought me such great joy. I have been here staying with my parents as a caregiver for both of my parents. Some of you that have been following me for a little while, my mom had a really, really bad fall back at the end of May, and we are blessed that she's still here and alive, although her healing journey is long, and it is definitely a lesson for her in patience, and me as well, because I came up for Christmas last year, December 12th, and here I am, Lord. I wouldn't have thought that when I stepped on an airplane at Tampa airport back in December 12th, 2019, that I would be here. But when I look back, it's all the blessings and a lot of work that I had to do at the soul level, a lot of karma clearing, and a lot of forgiveness. And I'm sure that all of you, who are watching, you can look. This is part of the reflection. You can look at what these things are for you that you have journeyed through, and I could go on and give example after example, but I want to say, as I'm looking at the time, that it's so important once you do the reflection to really honor how far you've come, honor how far we've come together, and to not lose hope, for we have a long ways to go. And yet I'm seeing a sailboat right now. So the wind of change is at our back, and we are moving steadily along. We are being ushered along, and we are being so held and supported by the divine, all of our divine helpers. So recognize and celebrate in this season of peace, of joy, how far you've come, baby, and the healing and the transmutation that continues to take place. And so I celebrate that with you. I honor that within myself and within each of you, for we have taken on a mighty, mighty task to be here in agreement at this time, at the soul level. For all of us who are here said yes, answered the call, and it's quite a time, isn't it? As the heavens sing hallelujah, we are we are feel that joy. And so let's as this is, I said, my last single solo presentation before 2021, I want to recognize that there's the new year is always a time of reflection. And so I encourage you to continue to reflect, as I was just giving some examples and of how reflecting on my 2020, but also, our gains. And so I would encourage each one, if you're not already doing maybe some journaling, it could be drawing, it could be singing, however that is for you, to express, to reflect the thought, what 2020 has been and beyond, the journey to 2020 even, and then celebrate. And as we go into 2021, is setting the visions. But I will say for me, in my New Year's, for a long time, I haven't done New Year's resolutions, and that may sound kind of strange, but I recognize that now that it was as more as I became awakened, as I realized living in the now. Sure, it's good to set goals. I was so goal oriented all my lifetime as an accomplished athlete, and then as an athletic coach, was driven by goals. And so now, and isn't that one of the great lessons again of 2020 is that most of us that ordered planners or use calendars of some sort is kind of like toss that out, because for months and months and months there was just being present in the now. And so yes, envision, put up your prayers, your hopes, your dreams and wishes. And my hopes and dream and wishes that as you like and share these posts, that others will also benefit. So please do. We know in the social medias, hit the bell for reminders and super chat as well. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's a commercial break. Living in the now. Don't you love it? So important to be in the flow. If we miss the flow, oh man, if we're not in the flow, we miss so much. So what I was saying with this envisioning, and send up your prayers and dreams, your hopes, your wishes for 2021 and beyond, and then surrender to God and be right here, right now, present in your life. And that's the way forward. Not so linear anymore. Right? We don't live in that linear world. Many of us don't. Yes, there are things we have to do and get accomplished, whether it be for work or throughout our day. However, be flexible. Release, be in the flow. Don't be so rigid with your plan. I've learned. The last 3 years have taught me. Oh, my life has changed so much that in the flow. Allow for the healing, allow for the wonderment, allow for the creating, the creating. So that's some of my insight and my knowingness from my journey. And I'm sure many of you get that and are discovering that as well. And as I was speaking, like I said, that we do this inner work in each of us, we expand, and so too the collective. And we hold the hope. It's important because, in the patience, and again, for those who are around us, whether it be collective, strangers, whether you're in traffic or, under your own roof with family members or whatever that situation is for you, we all are here to interact. And we can do that more from the divine feminine, and yet, again, with the healthy boundaries, knowing our self-worth and taking care of self. I talked about that yesterday with Rev Lee. Some really good pointers on that. So you can go back and take a look. That we're starting to put it all together. And these conscious communities we're starting to create, just like here on Goldylocks Productions community, the viewers and the host, and we're all. This is a conscious community, and it's exciting to be part of it. It's time. So let's see what time. Okay, I think what I'm going to do next is just feeling guided to share. This is Reverend Lee Chapin's, one of her beautiful works. This is the 12 Mastery Teachings of Christ. And I know she's finishing up it was a whole workshop, a whole class, I guess, better way to say it, on all of this text that she channeled from Christ, his teachings. I know she's got her last one tonight, and it's the final lesson on joy. But Christ was guiding me as I was out and about in the woods this morning, asking for some guidance on perhaps what to share in this great time of season of Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or whatever it is that is this time for you, and of sacred celebration. I wanted to just, and I encourage everyone to go grab this text, and you can do that on Rev Lee's website. Just get in touch with her, and it's a wonderful way to have your own copy. The first lesson is the lesson of love, and I just wanted to read some of Christ's words as channeled through the amazing conduit of Rev Lee Chapin. So if you just relax, close your eyes if you like, and just listen and feel, breathe as you breathe in these sacred words. Welcome and greetings, dearest children. It is I, Christ. I bring forth lesson 1, the lesson of love. It is imperative, dearest children, that you listen carefully, for this lesson is made with all of you in mind. It is necessary you bring yourselves back into balance with the power of love. It is important you stand in the truth of who you truly are, which is love. It is important for you to know the energy that you bring forth into your vessel was sparked and created by the image of God. For the image, that image is you. That image is love. Mother Earth is the planet of love. You and all the inhabitants of Mother Earth are children of love. As this planet has moved and evolved into its own consciousness, it is necessary each of you move into the consciousness of love, peace, and unity. Dearest children, as I bring these teachings to the earth plane, I will begin with the lesson of love, and I will end with the lesson of joy, which is what I know Rev Lee is teaching for the final lesson this evening. And I'm sure you could hook up with her by going to her website. Joy is the totality of all there is. As love is the encompassing lesson, these lessons are necessary to help awaken humanity to their own divinity and to awaken humanity to the consciousness of the true essence of their being. Humanity has been veiled and has forgotten who they truly are. These teachings are brought forth to awaken the masses to the truth of their own divinity. As your soul comes forth within your own life incarnation, within your own life personality, you begin to recognize that you are more than just your physical being. You are the totality of Great Spirit. As you live in these principles, each of you has the responsibility to yourself and to the world to hold and carry these teachings in the name of the great I Am. My teachings offer much for those who wish to awaken to their own divinity, and for all who wish to come forth into the essence and into the totality of who they truly are. Allow yourself to be free. Allow yourself to understand the power of love, for the divine love is all-encompassing and all-consuming. As I taught these principles 2,000 years ago, I bring them forth once again today as the living Christ. I wish for each of you to live in the principle of love, to live in the vibrational frequency. You understand, the vibrational frequency of love. Breathe that in. To live in the essence of love and to live in the power of love. It is time for each of you to come into your own. I wish to tell you, as you stand in the light of the Father, you are love and you are loved. You are love and you are loved. Breathe that in. It is necessary for you to bring love into your consciousness even further. Now and forever, you are love and you are loved. You are to bring peace, hope, light, and love into your vessel so you can bring my teachings to love to one another. It has been far too long that this planet and all of humanity has been out of balance, and it is in need of returning back to the principles of the great I am. As you breathe in the vibration of love, know the energy of love is what you were created from. Know the vibration of love is all that you are. Know the vibration of love is dependent upon no thing. It is not conditional love. It is love from the Father. It is the love you were created from and the love you were sparked from. It is the love you were, there is no condition of love. It is all unconditional. As you begin to feel this within your psyche and within your own physical system, begin to feel this within your own life. Begin to embody this energy of love within your own being. Then and only then can you spread love out unto the world. As you give your hand to another in love, you give it to yourself. As you give your hand in peace to another, you give it to yourself. As you give your hand in hope to another, you give it to yourself. And so it is. As I walked this plane 2,000 years ago, bringing the vibrational frequency of love into my own being, I began to live these principles as an embodied spiritual form. This is what I am asking each of you to do on this day. Begin to live these principles in a physical, spiritual form. Dearest children, it is time to move out of your ego and time to move out of your own way. It is time to do the work of the Father. It is time to do what you have come to do. Live in love, peace, balance, harmony, and joy once again. All I am asking each of you to do at this time is to bring your consciousness to a place of peace, harmony, and balance. I ask you to be at peace and to live in joy. In simplicity, there is only love. As I ask you to take a deep breath and to breathe in the vibration and the energy of love, let's do that together now. And again. Fill every cell, every fiber, and every pore of your being with love. Know once again, dearest children, as you breathe in the energy of love, you bring the power of creation through you and the power of creation within you. As you breathe in the energy, send this energy of love out into the world for all to feel and for all to be healed. For love is healing. The vibration of love is healing. As you extend this love to yourself, extend it to another. Do not hoard this energy, for it is not to be hoarded. The love within you, the creation of love, the image you are, which is love, must be shared. In this light, in this frequency of love, is the power of who you truly are. You shall find peace. Share, remember, and live in the joy and the remembrance of who you truly are. Know you are love and you are loved. As you walk this planet, walk with the confidence that you know who you are. Walk with the confidence that you are loved by all of creation. Loved by myself, loved by my mother, and loved by all of Great Spirit. Feel this vibration within your system as you hold and carry this vibration at a very deep and powerful level within. A few breaths. Just feel that. Breathe that in. So many have forgotten the power of love and have forgotten the feeling of love in its purest form. Many do not understand the power of love in its purest form. As you give love to yourself, you give love to another. It changes the world. Love changes all. When you feel the love of a newborn child, you feel the innocence and the purity of love radiating from your heart chakra. This is what you are to feel for yourself, for your brother, for your sister. This is what you are to feel for all of humanity. All of humanity. And for the creation, for all of creation. As you walk upon this planet, feel the vibrational frequency of love growing within each of you every day. Begin to embody the energy of love. Never underestimate the power of who you truly are. Dearest children, for as you grow in the understanding of love that you are, you will grow into the light. Into the light frequency of all that you are. You will grow into the frequency of the truth that you are as you begin to value the true essence of who you truly are. Only through this, then you are free to serve, free to love, free to be. You are free, free, free. You are free, you are free. And isn't that our beloved Saint Germain is so assisting us with the violet, the lilac, flames, the sacred rays, our freedom and victory in the light. This is our ascension. Live and let live and allow this energy of love to come in its purest form. Live in joy and remembrance of who you truly are. Feel the energy of peace as it quietly submerges within your own energy field. Remember to keep breathing these nice, gentle, deep breaths. Allow your whole body to be bathed in this energy of love, peace, and joy. Feel the frequency of that which you are, which is love. Feel the vibration as you begin to enter into this state of awareness of love. This is what created your own energy field. This is what creates matter into form. As you breathe in the vibration of love, feel this within your heart. As you begin to resonate with the power of love, feel that within the heart chakra. Expansion, expansion, pulsating. Dearest children, as you center your attention on the vibrational frequency of love, feel the power of love, feel the power of light, and feel the power of who you truly are. No one or no thing can take this away. It is your birthright. Carry it, feel it, and know it is sacred. Realize that you are created in the image of the Father, which is love. It is your divine right and your earthly free will choice to express this love in its purest form. It is my desire that humanity awaken to the great I am principles, and I, Christ, have come to share and teach them. I have come to bring love and healing for all who desire to receive my love. Each individual who holds the power of love, who honors it, who recognizes it, who understands the purity of who they truly are, can live in the light of that which they were created, which is the essence of love. Let's just be with that for a moment. Continue to breathe that essence of love in through that heart chakra. Let's visualize as this divine essence of who we truly are, this love, this peace, this joy of Creator, that of which we are. We extend it out all across Earth Mother to all brothers and sisters in all the sacred directions. To those of Earth Mother's kingdoms, the animal kingdom, the trees, the rocks, minerals, the plants, into the sacred waterways, down deep into Earth Mother. So much gratitude for the motherly divine essence that holds us, carries us on her back. Turtle Island, as the indigenous ones have taught us through the ages, Earth Mother. She is our home. And we send gratitude and love to her as her frequency is shifted as well as she is also ascending. We continue to just envision Earth Mother just pulsating in this love that we, the great I am presence, this Christ consciousness, this unity consciousness, just holding hands with our brothers and sisters all the way around Earth Mother, celebrating in great joy this remembrance of that which we are. And in this season of giving, let us give this as the greatest gift. Let us give this as our greatest gift to one another. First to self, so important, as Christ, our beloved Wayshower brother, has just reminded us. Let us give this love. And although it can be fun to give the material gifts, in my heart, I see 2020 as a time where we have learned to give in so many other ways. And in this season of giving, it is a perfect time to really look and not get caught up in the material world, in the consumerism, the retail world. Not to go over the top, out of balance with exchanging in that way, but to truly give from our heart. Whether we make something for someone, maybe it's food, and of course we want to be really careful in making sure that we're doing a good job with the cleanliness and the purity of the food that we may be sharing. Or maybe it's giving someone a ride who can't drive or doesn't have a ride, or maybe it's helping to decorate somebody's tree, or to put some decorations up on someone's home who physically can't do it anymore. Or maybe it's an opportunity to just sit and listen to someone and to hold them energetically in a way of hearing them, being there to hear and to truly see them and to help remind them who they are. With so many hearts grieving, it's a very tender time. The holidays, as celebratory as they are, it's going to be a very challenging time for many who are grieving a loss of loved ones. And yet I celebrate the freedom of the souls who've crossed over. And yet, with a respectful way of understanding so many who are hurting. And so in this season, I want to say thank you and give gratitude. My screen has frozen. Let me see if I can just, there we go. To give gratitude to all of you who support me in my mission and the Goldylocks production platform. And may we all continue to co-create the world that we wish to live in. And I wish all of you blessings of great joy, peace, and love. Whether you are alone, solo. I have been alone and solo for many, many holidays. And now I've reached a point, maybe it wasn't so in the past sometimes, that I understand the importance of getting to know thyself and really recognizing the gift that we are to ourselves. Then we can appreciate, I think, more so all of our relations, friendships, community, etc. So I hold the hope and I envision the future. And I know that I am looking forward to 2021. And yet I recognize as I reflect back on 2020, the blessings, and I celebrate the achievements, the advancement, the awakening, and the love that is pouring out through so many of us. And for those who aren't there yet, we hold them in a more compassionate way, without judgment, and yet understanding that this time that has been so difficult, this too shall pass. And I have just a couple minutes. I know Tiffany's doing a wonderful job, as she always does, of putting up links. And I encourage you to take a look at my Facebook page, or my Silver Eagle Sacred Pathways, and see the services I'm currently offering. It is one of my great joys to give guidance and coaching to others as we are on our soul evolutionary expansion journeys. So you can connect with me through that Facebook page. And I'd love to personalize sessions for people, and also this harmonization of your frequency level. So that is also another joy in the transmissions and the healing work that I provide. And so I'm going to close with this prayer that I've had hanging on my mirror throughout 2020. It is a prayer for the world by Rabbi Harold Kushner. And this was put into form in 2003. And so in this sacred space, if you'll hold this vision and energy with me, let's affirm together. Let the rain come and wash away the ancient grudges. Let the bitter hatreds held and nurtured over generations. Let the rain wash away the memory of the hurt and neglect. Let the sun come out and fill the sky with rainbows. Let the warmth of the sun heal us wherever we are broken. Let it burn away the fog so that we can see each other clearly. So that we can see beyond labels, beyond accents, gender, skin color. Let the warmth and the brightness of the sun melt our selfishness so that we can share the joy and feel the sorrows of our neighbors. And let the light of the sun be so strong that we will see all people as our neighbors, our brothers, our sisters. Let the earth, nourished by rain, bring forth flowers to surround us with beauty. And let the mountains teach our hearts to reach upward to the heavens. And so it is. Amen. Aho. Shalom. For whatever you are celebrating, I celebrate with you in love. And please check out the Goldylocks Productions. We have some amazing special events coming up. This Friday night, I am participating and co-hosting, facilitating Holy Days special event. I encourage you to take a look at that and keep an eye on my Facebook page for other offers that I'm also participating and offering. Many blessings to all. Have an awesome day. Go in love, be the peace, be joy. Namaste, everyone. Namaste.
Become a Goldylocks Productions VIP patron. Receive exclusive access to live stream special and other epic perks. Join the Goldylocks Productions VIP community today.